almost exactly 1 year ago to the date was my last surgery. So you can say this is the Surgeriversary. And it's basically, this was my last surgery that kind of finalized the whole cancer thing. The larger surgery was actually 2 months earlier in 2017, in October, and that would reverse my colostomy, turn it into an ileostomy, and that's where the surgeons looked at me and thought, oh my god, this dude's totally cancer-free, and not only is the cancer completely gone thanks to immunotherapy, it's as if there's no evidence that cancer had ever been there. So it's very, very fascinating. That happened in October 2017. So then I had an ileostomy, and I had to go back into surgery 2 months later to have that removed and completely reversed. And that happened 1 year ago, almost to the date, in December 2017. And I remember it was a kind of a weird day, because it was kind of a weird period, because it felt like this whole nightmare was never really gonna end, and it took seemingly forever. And on one hand, in October we already had the proof that the cancer was completely gone. I was cancer free, everything was funky and hunky-dory, but a lot of the plumbing had to be sorted out, and it just wasn't happening, and it was, dragging on for what felt like forever. And I'm ever so happy that when this final day of the final surgery came, it was just marvelous that this whole nightmare was finally coming to more or less of a close. And it didn't mean it was completely over, because we had to then battle the whole thyroid issue and all that, and then there was the recovery, and we had to find a new doctor. And I've told you all this in my book, Broken Bowels: Tales of a Super Survivor. So this is exactly that period when the book comes to a close. That happened exactly 1 year ago. So let's have a look at a bit of footage that I shot back then. This was me on the morning of going into surgery. Let's have a look.
It's a big day for us today. It is surgery day. Woohoo! Once again. And it's kind of 9:30 in the morning, and the surgery is supposed to start at 12. And we're supposed to be there at about 10:15. So in a minute we'll get a lift ride in, and then we'll go the usual way, and then prep is going to start. I don't really feel the part this morning, I gotta be honest. Not only do I feel impatient and annoyed, and I'm thinking, well, get the hell on with it then. But the other thing is, I feel exhausted and tired and hungry, so hungry. They wouldn't let me drink or eat since midnight last night, so completely different than the previous surgery, where I was allowed to drink up to 2 hours before the procedure, which was great, and I felt fantastic going in, and now I'm feeling really, really awful going in. So it's kind of weird combination. I also didn't clear myself out with Prepopig, but over-the-counter stuff called citric magnesium, whatever, and this morning I had to take something called fleet enema, which is some saline solution that you squirt up into your rectum, and I had no idea what to expect, but the results were in fact instant, and it produces a bowel movement almost instantly. The packet suggested 1 to 5 minutes, but it kind of works instantly, and there's of course nothing in me there, so that's just a weird sensation of salty shit dripping from your anus, and you go, yeah, that's great. And then I took a shower with antimicrobial stuff, so it's disconcerting when your shower gel is made by the same company that usually produces toilet cleaner, i.e. Clorox. One of those things, you go, that's nice. And it's one of those funny rules of, you have to take a shower the evening before and the morning, so I reduce that to the morning, and make sure it doesn't go into your genitals or into any recent open wounds, and of course, not into your stoma. And so I was thinking, so basically nowhere on my body then, but you still want me to shower with that? Yes, that's a great rule. So I scrubbed my arms and my legs with it, but I felt really clean afterwards. So in case you do want to feel really clean, Clorox 4% anti-schlonz microbial crap is what we recommend. So yes, I feel hungry, I feel thirsty, I've got some runny nose syndrome going on as well. My stomach just keeps outputting stuff. I don't know where he finds it all, but he's just bubbling away like a freaking percolator, and I am so glad to see the last of him. Really had enough of that freaking ileostomy. I don't of course know what other surprises will await me when I wake up later, but I fear that one of the things that will surprise me is cold, freezing cold, really, really cold. So yes, anyway, that's the mood for me today, going into my final surgery. I had hoped it would be a little bit more positive, so perhaps this is going to change, perhaps my mood is going to pick up. I'm just hungry, grouchy, I really lack calories. Yesterday was a clear liquid day, so that really didn't help as preparation, so it's that's a bit of a shame. But I wear my trusty ski jacket and my hat here for temperature preservation. So, final surgery, let's celebrate. Woohoo.
Wow, I was in such a different place there. If you've noticed how I spoke, the pitch of my voice that had changed, it was just completely different. I was a completely different person then. And I was annoyed, and I was tired, and I was just exhausted, and I was anemic, and I didn't have thyroid medication. I had hypothyroidism, and it was all, things were just still up in the air, and I was so sick and tired of that ileostomy. I didn't have an issue with my colostomy when I had that for nearly 2 years. But that 2 months with my ileostomy, that really just sealed the deal for me that this thing really needed to be reversed. But at the same time, I was showing you this footage because it is remarkable to see how far I've come in only 12 months. And in that relatively short amount of time, I managed to write the book, write Broken Bowels, Tales of a Super Survivor. I've managed to get it published or publish it myself, made the cover, created that website supersurvivor.tv. I managed to narrate the whole book, publicize it a little bit, create this second YouTube channel, created many more videos on my other much more popular channel, the WP Guru, and all these things have happened in only 1 year. I was about 4 months ago, was it, that I was fit enough to actually do a job and earn some cash to pay back some of those credit cards. And this is just amazing to look back on 2018 and see all the amazing things that have happened, and all the positive stuff, that I can literally have a life again with almost no change to my well-being now whatsoever. It's very, very exciting. So the only things that now, a year after this whole ordeal, that I'm currently suffering from is, suffering, I'm not really suffering from anything, but the only differences I can tell from kind of a before and after point of view is that right now I definitely have reduced bladder capacity. I do have to get up during the night maybe 3-4 times every night. That's just how it works. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 4. It just kind of totally depends. But yeah, it's called nocturia, that condition, I believe. And I believe my whole digestive functions are more or less back to normal. I do think I have a slightly different type of bowel movements. So it's nothing really that I can put my finger on, but I do feel like that my rectum has shrunk a little bit. So I just feel I have to go more often. But that's really the only thing. And then one other thing is, my anemia, that I believe is not really caused by any side effects of that. I do have to take daily thyroid medication for now. That may reverse at one point. Dr. Karen Stevenson said that we're just going to have to watch it and do regular blood tests to see if that condition improves. So maybe my thyroid at some point picks up regular functions again. It's kind of, you know, remains to be seen. For now, I'm on Synthroid / levothyroxine. We'll see how that develops. But other than that, I mean, I'm fit enough to do a job. I'm fit enough to run 2 YouTube channels and 5 websites and about 8 podcast feeds. And I can bring you these videos on my bike. And one of my friends was commenting, my God, the amount of energy that you put into all this, the amount of energy that you have really goes to show. And that's partly why I'm making these videos as well, as a testament to my well-being and to remind myself of where I was literally a year ago and look at me today. This is kind of fascinating. I have so much more archive footage to share. I will do that, I think, over the next few years. I think it would be wrong to say I'm going to do that in the next couple of weeks, because there's literally so much footage. Like this final hospital stay, the clip I've showed you there, that was me going in. But of course I have another 2 hours worth of footage of me literally going through this whole hospital ordeal of that last surgery, which was a bit of a come down, but you can read more about that in my book. If you sign up to be my Patreon, if you want to support me on this crazy mission of making the world a better place, then you can get a free copy, by the way. Just sign up on the link that I'm going to put in the description. It's patreon.com/Versluis. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.